Morning everyone, I'm Luke Sullivan with Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. We're about 30 minutes north of Denver, right off Interstate 25. You can't miss us, just off the frontage road. Today behind me, going through some used inventory again today. Today we've got a 2008 4-horse head-to-head Exiss. Really well-equipped trailer, lots of versatility with the head-to-heads. They're very desirable, obviously. So you've got the options to either load your horses head-to-head in this one, and we've got the partitions and the ability on this guy to hinge some center gates on it and make it 3 box stalls as well. Whether you're shipping breeding stock or you're shipping some small ponies that just don't fit in those straight load boxes as well. You've got the versatility with this, and we'll give you a quick look around it. It is a 2008 unit, so it's going to be sold as an as-is used unit. But we do go through all of our used units still for safety checks. Check the bearings, check the brakes, tires if they need them. We'll take a look at these. I'm pretty sure we put a new set on this guy. And so we go by date codes with tires as well. We don't just look at treads and say, hey, they look nice, send it on down the road. There's a date code, a DOT date stamp on every tire that's going down the road these days. So you can check that on your own trailer. And our suggestion is 4 to 5 years, depending on usage and conditions where they're sitting. 4 to 5 years, replace them. There's a lot of structure of those tires that breaks down just sitting in the sunlight and the hot and the cold and the temperature variances. So over the years, if you've got an old set of tires and you hook up on a hot day like today and head down the road with a heavy load, they're compromised and you run the risk of having a blowout, especially the heat. They're very susceptible to heat. That's when you see this time of year in the summer, most of those tire treads in the breakdown lane on the interstate. So we'll go through this one pretty quick. We've got a couple little add-ons that are just nice and make life convenient. They've added a Bulldog electric jack to it. Functions very well. We have an onboard 12-volt battery up on our Gooseneck in the tack room with a little spot to trickle charge it looks like. So nice system, pretty quick, pretty efficient. Very different system than our electric over hydraulic systems that we outfit a lot of our new inventory with, and some of our used if you like it. But if you know anything about hitches and trailering and jacks and stuff like that, the Bulldog name is a very reputable name. So we like seeing that on there. It's a nice addition, gets you away from that cranking on trailers. So we've got a full-size spare here. Looks like we're in really good shape on this spare tire. Always want to have a full-size matching spare, whatever you're hauling going down the road. If per se you do have a blowout like we were talking about, sometimes it's unavoidable, new tires or not. You hit a road hazard and something happens. You want to be able to change that and get yourself going again. And then always be sure, you know, too, to not drive around for another month with your flat spare. Remember to get that changed out and fixed and get yourself with a spare again, and don't leave yourself hanging. You just never know. So again, with our safety checks, I talked about brakes and bearings. We'll talk about those again when we go back to the back, but we check our chains, make sure they're secured well. We've got a good functioning hitch on this. And then we also go through our 7-pin and our wiring. We check brake function, we check light function, we check all of our running lights and make sure that those are all in functioning, working condition. So again, that's part of our safety checks. That's part of our, you buy a used trailer from us today, and you can be very confident going down the road tomorrow that you've got a sound and functional trailer behind your truck. So again, kind of just a little bit about our safeties. Also, we'll always check the emergency breakaway cable too. There's a separate battery for that system. We'll make sure that that's holding charge and that it's functioning as it should. If that pulls out, obviously that's your breakaway. It wants to lock your brakes up. So we check the function of that as well. We'll take a peek now into the tack room. Again, we're a 2008 trailer. We are used. We do have a lot of scuffs and marks all over this guy. The tack room you'll see right away is a used tack room. We definitely had some bridles hanging on the walls. This is a lot of our newer models. We're putting that carpet on that back wall now to alleviate a lot of these marks that we get from that metal on metal contact. But again, solid space in here. We have tons of bridle hooks. We've got some racks for some blankets or some pads, and we've got 4 saddle racks as well to go with that. saddle rack looks like it's completely removable out of this too, so if you want to pop this out and make this more of a sleeping area or something like that, you can do that as well. So fully carpeted inside, carpeted up on the gooseneck. And then you'll see there we've got a couple windows opposing from each other, so a nice way to get a little cross breeze in there. And you'll also see our 12-volt battery service that we're getting for our jack that we've got up front that we were talking about earlier. So nice big deep gooseneck here, easy to throw a bedroll or a mattress up there if you need a quick weekend, and just somewhere to crash for a night. So we've got a couple nice interior lights in here as well. And again, used trailer. Looks like we do have a few dings on the roof as well too, just so everybody knows. So, desirable part about the 4-horse head-to-heads, I think a big part of that is always the curbside ramp. You get a lot of access with that. You get a lot of versatility with that. They've added a little sandpapery grip material to this ramp. I like it quite a bit. It's pretty nice. Looks like even when it's wet, it's not going to get too slippery on you. It is obviously peeling away and doesn't look great, but it still serves a pretty good function, and I do like that aspect of that. But right away with the side ramp, you've got that access into whether you need to load a couple into the back or you need to load a couple into the front. You've got that easy access with this side ramp to swing them in here and back them into their stalls. Really nice way to do that. All of these head partitions that you see next to us, we can drop a pin and swing those out of the way. And if you know you're hauling two buddies that would rather be head to head and be together, these pop out with a couple pulls of a couple pins very easily as well. So I talked about converting this into a 3-box stall setup. So you would have a box in the front, a box in the middle, and a box behind us. Those partitions come from our center partitions here. So with all the pins and the way all the hinges are set up, you will see you've got a couple hinges on this side and a couple hinges on our driver's side as well. Those partitions will pull off of these center posts and they will hinge off of those sidewalls, and then you've got a big swinging door. That is a full partition to make your box stall. So you've even got some airflow dividers on those. Keeps the air moving through these, especially if you've got 3 head in here or if you've got mares and foals in here all together. So really nice, versatile way to use this trailer. Nice escape door on this driver's side too. If you are set it up just as it sits and you want to come in here and top some water buckets off or check some hay nets or stuff like that, when you're going down the road, you can pop in on this. You don't have to drop that whole ramp. And also just a really great way too to pop in here for any other reason. And you don't need to drop that whole ramp, or you don't need to drop the whole rear ramp. So similar setup in the back stall. Same concept with our main partition that's going down the middle. We can pull that off the center post. You'll see our hinge points again, passenger side and driver side. And you can really choose, depending on how you pin it and pull your pins, how you hinge it. So if you do one day need to hinge it driver's side, you're more than welcome to do that, and vice versa. If you need to hinge it passenger side, you can swing it the other way too. So nice setup, again, very versatile. You will see, looking around this trailer, some of our kick mats and some of our sidewalls have a little bit of damage. Again, it's an as-is used trailer. If that's something that you really want to get fixed up, those are easy DIY projects, and those are easy projects for us to tackle here for you in our shop at Transwest. Just kind of let us know, and if that's a deal breaker for you, we could get you a quote on what it would be to repair something like that for you too. So you'll see nice clean mats down here on the floor, nice clean kick mats everywhere else on this trailer. Really well set up trailer, and again, just these 4-horse head-to-heads, in my opinion, are one of the more versatile trailers out there, and I think really desirable. And you know, for a discounted price on a nice used trailer that's really solid, I think this is a great option for you too. And just an example too of the vast array of used inventory we have here at Transwest too. We've got loads of different stuff from 2-horse bumper pulls all the way up to 5-horse LQs. So again, the used inventory, check out our website. You'll see that down below later on, and check out all the used inventory we've got. Again, we talked about safety checks, brakes, tires, wheels got a fresh coat of paint. Looks like from things straight away, we've got some new hubs on there, I would imagine that means we've got new bearings as well, and then also a new set of tires on this guy. So you're set to go. Don't forget your yearly maintenance, because we've packed and put new bearings on it, as it leaves the lot for you if you picked it up today. Mark that as your day of service, and get yourself back in a year from now. Don't just think that you're good to go for years down the road. Always keep up with your annual maintenance, and always keep up with your bearings, and check your tires and check your brakes, and always have that kind of feel for how things function when they're working the way they should. Nice added feature too, if you don't want to get into that side ramp, you've got a full rear ramp here as well. Really nice way to load a couple here in the back and not disturb what you've got going on in the front. If you've got 2 box stalls filled up and set up in the front, you can utilize this rear ramp to unload if you're making a couple drops. If you're using this for a shipping type situation, and you're making a drop at one farm, you can just drop this rear ramp and you're set to go, and you don't have to move around or disturb anybody in the 2 front box stalls. So again, center post, pull right out of that guy. Those big partitions will swing over there in the front and make doors out of those. But we do have butt bars and chest bars on all the straight load portions of it too. So those would be something you would have to pull out, obviously, if you're making some box stalls out of it. But again, really nicely set up 4-horse head-to-head trailer. We'll take a look just around the outside of it again. We talked about lights. You'll see a couple new ones tucked in there. Looks like we had a couple probably that weren't functioning, so they've gotten replaced in their safety checks. And we'll get you hooked up to your truck. We'll check your brake functions with your truck and the functionality between the two. Make sure all your lights and blinkers and hazards are working as they should, as well as your running lights. Double Dutch doors over that rear ramp. They can be stowed in that open position while you're going down the road. They've got that lockable latch even too. And just a quick shot of our escape door as well. Again, nice access if you're on the road, nice access if you're pulling in and need to start unloading. Great way to get in and out of this trailer and help yourself. Bright day here in Colorado. We do have a couple tie loops on either side. Obviously, if you want to outfit it with more, we've got tons of those in stock in our parts department. Happy to help you out find those. Again, those are a pretty easy DIY project. If you'd like to put it through our shop, we can help you with that too. So if you have any questions about this trailer, feel free to check us out at transwest.com. We'll link that down below. Also, my cell phone, feel free to reach out to me. It's 859-509-1282. If you have any specific questions about this trailer, any other used trailers on our lot, feel free to give me a call, reach out to me, give me a call, text. And then also the stock number on this trailer, if you like this one quite a bit and you have some more questions about it, reference it. That's a real easy way for us to pull it up in our system. It's 5U240906. Thanks again, everybody. Hope you have a nice day. Enjoy your Tuesday.